Hi everyone, it's Derek and Dave from the iReady podcast here, and we are with you with the news of obviously the takeover has finally been completed. Dave, I've had hot dogs for lunch, cheeseburgers for dinner, and I'm currently drinking Budweiser. Can it get any better?
I know, and all I'm seeing is pictures of Apollo Creed with a Stars and Stripes top hat on, entering the ring in Rocky 3. We living in America, blasting in the background, so it's quality. Or was it Rocky 4? I can't remember. It was one of them, but no, fantastic stuff, Derek. Something that we've been waiting on for a few months now since the news broke. Constantly retweeting, constantly refreshing our social medias to see if there's any words, wee snippets here and there, but finally it is over the line and it just feels like something big's just about to happen, Derek, and everyone is in a buoyant mood.
I mean, this has got to be something that everybody's excited about. It's a new era, it's a new, fresh look. It's something that we've been wanting for ages as somebody with a bit of money and a bit of knowledge behind them and a proven track record. And I know we've talked about before everything about, promoting from within, and there's merit to that, but this is something different. This is a consortium with a proven track record. As I said, you look at Leeds, they're heavily involved in Leeds, and what they've done with Leeds is nothing short of wondrous. They've invested, they've got rid of high profile players for good amounts as well. They've brought cheaper ones in, but better. Ultimately, that was one of the big things that we needed to do, is get that player transfer model working, and they've got a proven track record of that. So I'll just go through the statement. Everybody's probably read it by now anyway, but Rangers Football Club is pleased to announce that a consortium of investors led by Andrew Kavanagh and 49 Enterprises has purchased a majority stake in the club with approval from the Scottish FA. The consortium will chart a new strategic vision for the club's future, prioritising on-pitch performance and long-term financial sustainability. The new leadership has committed to invest £20 million into the club at this time, which will be subject to shareholder approval at an EGM meeting on the 23rd of June this year. Kavanagh is a business leader and a healthcare executive and will serve as the board's chairman. He will work closely with Parag Marathi, who joins the board as vice chairman and is the president of the 49 Enterprises, a sports investment entity also led by San Francisco 49ers CEO Jed York. Kavanagh and Marathi have spent decades leading highly successful businesses and world-class sports brands. As part of the board, will oversee all aspects of the club in their next chapter. Andrew Kavanagh said, "We are deeply grateful for the trust placed in us by the Rangers board, shareholders, staff and supporters. This club's history and traditions speak for themselves, but history doesn't win matches. We know that the true way to honour the club's heritage will be to drive performance. Our focus is simple: elevate performance, deliver results and bring Rangers back to where it belongs, at the top." Parag Marathi said, "At 49 Enterprises, we're built a track record of sport and business success, but our driving motivation is our deep connection to the clubs and communities we serve. We are excited to join Andrew and the other consortium of investors in a new era for this iconic club, and we are determined to build something that the supporters can be proud of for years to come." The statement goes on, reflecting the club's new leadership. Mark Tabor, Andrew Clayton and Jean Schnur will join Kavanagh and Marathi as board members. Patrick Stewart, Fraser Thornton, John Halstead and George Taylor will remain on the board, with Graham Park, Julian Woldhart and Alistair Johnson stepping down from the board. So this is what we've been looking for, Dave. As I said, they know what they're talking about, despite what the mutants in the East talk about. Oh, what's this all about? Their mugs getting involved. These guys, they've got a proven track record of success with clubs, with businesses at a high level, Dave. What else can we say about that?
It's something, like you said, Derek, that we have been hoping that there was going to be some sort of investment coming out with, because we realised that the Rangers men in there have been keeping the club afloat with loans and stuff like that, but it's just not working. It's not sustainable. We as a fan base have been desperate for someone to come in from the outside, someone with knowledge and expertise, and these guys look like exactly what we were wanting, Derek. Everything just seems to be perfect. I'm not trying to jump the gun here, and I know it's going to take a wee while, but like you said, these guys have got a track record. These guys are no mugs. The club looks now finally, for the first time in so long, like it's going to be on a financial level that we can be successful with. and everything just looks exactly what we were hoping that we could get from, an outside investor, a foreign investor coming in. It just looks perfect for us at the moment. I know that time will tell. I know that all the fans out there have been winding everybody up, saying that we're going to have hundreds of millions to spend and stuff like that. I think deep down we want the club to be financially sustainable and be very successful. And these guys certainly look as if they're the right men that can do that for us.
I mean, obviously, we've had previous people in stating a very good game, as these guys clearly do, but they've all been mysterious figures. Look at the Craig Whites and the Giles
Uh,
Greens of the world.
yep.
That's what they've been. Whereas these guys, you can look at their successes. And what is different with this time is it's not just one person who's got control of it. It's obviously this conglomerate, this consortium that's came in. Obviously, the other three guys that are on the board, we don't know much about just now. But given the stature of Kavanagh and Marathi, you would like to think that they are well above board as well. Just the kind of financials, obviously, a lot of the mutants in the East have been talking about the £20 million. Oh, that was a shocking amount. No, what it is apparently around about £75 million has been bought to buy 51% of the club. So apparently the valuations for the club were about £150 million. So that ties
Yeah.
in there. And the £20 million is investment, direct investment that will be going towards transfer fees for this coming window or this coming season. So you've got that £20 million straight away. You've got anything that we've got in terms of player sales as well coming in, and the budget what we already had budgeted for as well. So you've got a healthy war chest there. We're not going to obviously, spend it all. I've seen somebody saying that, right, that we can now go and get Cherny in now. Well, he's kind of valued about £9 million, so we're not going to blow £9 million on one player like that. So we need to be reserved in what we're going to do. As you said, we need to be mindful of the PSR stuff as well, with financial fair play and all that. But all we can say is you can treat this with a wee bit of trepidation because of what we went through, but we can only be excited, I think, as well at the same time. If you're not excited with this, then there's something wrong.
There's got to be as well, Derek. If you look at things, these guys of what they've done at Leeds United, these guys are high profile sporting experts. They will have networks all over the world. They'll have scouts all over the world looking at players, trying to find the next sort of young talent to bring in. The success as well that these guys have and the connections with various sponsors also can only be incredible for us as well. That 20 million, as you say, is an initial investment. These guys will be working to bring in all sorts of extra revenue for our club. So, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen there. There's been a lot of talk about naming rights for various things, even for the stadium, like I say, sponsorship deals and all that. These guys will have their fingers in so many pies when it comes to things like that. I'm really optimistic about that. And what we need to do now is, as I'm sure you're about to get into, as our new sporting director, I think starts on Monday. I'd like to think that he's already been getting the ball rolling when it comes to bringing in a new head coach. That'll be the next thing, but certainly, today's news, it's looking really, really bright for us, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the manager's saga it's been turned into now is I see some comments online and people are getting too impatient now. Yes, we are fully aware of what's round the corner in the Champions League qualifiers. It's going to be a tough ask regardless of what happens in the next kind of week or so. But I think we all need to keep the heat, and I've said this before. When this story first broke about this potential takeover a good couple of months ago, I said at the time, if they want a return on their investment, which they no doubt will be at some point, they need to make us successful. So that is the thing that's for me driving behind that. There was a supporting open letter to supporters as well. I'm not going to read that out again because I'll probably get another stoner reading it. But
Do you want to know? That's just gone too far.
but it was basically stoner inducing. So yeah, everybody's probably seen that as well. But I mean, that's the thing with Patrick Stewart being in place, and I know he's had criticisms, and I've criticised him myself as well. But he's been in position for a number of months now. He's clearly been instrumental in helping these guys come in as well. Whether he remains in that position, I'm not too sure, but he will know what the fans expect in terms of success, but he will surely know as well what the fans expect in terms of keeping the traditions of the club, keeping the history going as well. So you're talking about foreign investors. It's always the worrying thing. Do they know what the club is? And obviously they've spoke a good game about knowing the history of the club. I can't imagine anybody in the club haven't made them aware. If they are in any doubt, I'm sure we'll all make them aware very quickly if these kind of things start to lapse. So in terms of, like you were talking about naming rights there, it's almost like do what they want as long as it's going to benefit the club. Everybody will know it is Ibrox anyway. So as long as it's no name something stupid like the new Everton Stadium is anyway. But the new manager situation, hopefully it'll be within the next week. We've got a lot to do. You said Kevin Thelwell, I've no doubt that he's probably been kind of double hatting, finishing off the stuff at his current job and informing what we've got to do with current players as well, because he'll have, a list of players that he's looking at just now for his current role. So no doubt that he'll take that knowledge with him as well. In terms of Leeds, I think it was on Heart and Hand, a Leeds fan commented on one of their posts saying that, this investment group are great because they try and sell high and bring in cheaper players who you've never heard of, but they've obviously done their scouting on them and have turned out to be better than the players that they got rid of. So,
which is exactly what we've been crying out for, Derek. I keep saying we all like to think that we want to go out and spend millions, but at the same time, we want to see the club prosper like that also. We want the best young talents that we can, ship off and make a lot of money from. And you spoke about these guys that are investing or want to make something from their investment. The easiest way that that's going to happen is to get Rangers Champions League group stage, over a sustained period. And let's be honest, if there's really only two clubs vying for it in Scotland, it's going to be a lot easier to get that with Rangers than it is with Leeds United. It's as simple as that. So in layman's terms, Champions League football is going to bring back a huge amount of money to the club and to the people that are putting the money in.
Exactly. I mean, the only problem I can see from your point of view, Dave, is you might need to change your allegiances from the Bucks to the 49ers.
No, unfortunately, that'll not happen, Derek. But just as long as the 49ers are doing well financially, I'll be happy.
So we'll leave it there. Obviously, more to come with the manager situation. Dave and I will be back with a podcast as soon as that's sorted. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a case of watch this space, see what happens. Don't blow your lid if we don't get everything all in a winner. There will be mistakes along the way, no doubt. It's how they learn from them, and we'll take it as it comes. So, Dave, I'm happy. I'm way back to drink more beer.
I'm happy as well, Derek. We'll do a wee cheers over the air, I'm sure. But no, it's really good. It's really promising. It's what we've been looking for, and I think everybody should just go out and enjoy the meltdown for the other side of the city at this moment in time, which has been very amusing also. So
exactly, yes.
Enjoy yourselves.
Yes. So God bless Rangers and God bless the United States of America.
Exactly. Right. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.